Hi, my name is Kenia Manelthrop, and today the topic I wanted to focus on was the cattle industry in the Caribbean. I'm an artist, as well as an animal science student focusing on cattle production, so I'm drawing the Senegal, the most important breed of beef cattle in the United States Virgin Islands. I also have a strong family history with the breed. My great-great-grandfather was the originator of it, so I feel a very strong connection to it. They were originally developed to meet the specifications of producers in a tropical climate. Ndama cattle were crossed with the red poll to bolster the hardy nature of the Ndama with better milk quality and hornless attributes of the red poll. The result was the start of a breed that is noted for its gentle disposition, early maturity, maternal efficiency, and amazing heat tolerance. The cattle were officially classified in the 1970s in a cooperative effort between the College of the Virgin Islands and the original 4 Senegal farms. Although cattle production in the USVI is largest in the breed's home, St. Croix, they're popular all over the Virgin Islands. Even further, Senegal can be found all over the globe, with the Senegal Cattle Breeders Association recognizing over 500 breeders and more than 14,000 Senegal records. Cattle are divided into 2 main groups, Bos Indicus and Bos Taurus, which is essentially where they're from. Bos Indicus cattle are from India, while Bos Taurus cattle are from Europe. Senegal are Bos Indicus cattle, which is very important because they need a strong heat tolerance to thrive in the climate of the islands. Cattle production, both beef and dairy, is incredibly important in the Caribbean, generating over 25,000 jobs across 550,000 acres across the islands. Despite this, production has been declining within the last decade. This both coincides with the high cost of production, but also with the increasing rate of natural disasters, mainly hurricanes and drought, in the region. While hurricane damage can be mitigated with planning, droughts are long-term issues that have plagued the Caribbean more frequently for much longer periods than in previous decades. This negatively affects all aspects of livestock production. Less water means less feed being produced, which leads to lower yields per animal, whether that be in market weight for beef cattle or milk production in dairy cattle. Heat stress is also a major issue, which can lead to a decrease in quality of yield as well, in addition to a higher mortality rate. This is a particular issue for dairy cattle, which, in the case of the Holstein, the most common dairy cattle in the Caribbean, they cannot regulate their heat as well, and thus animals are lost. In 2015, Puerto Rico and the United States Virgin Islands were under an 86% water deficit, which led to the unfortunate culling of herds and massive financial losses. Again, in 2020, a massive drought struck once more, which only further strained an area already being hit hard by COVID-19. Unfortunately, this means that producers have had to import water and feed to supplement their shortages. Eventually, the consumer foots this bill with a much higher price tag for local milk and beef. This makes it harder for local farmers to compete with imported products from the mainland United States and other countries. As the region moves forward, plans have begun to be put in place to mitigate the effects of climate change on livestock production. The Caribbean division of the USDA Natural Resource Conservation Service has partnered with local producers to form a program known as the Environmental Quality Incentives Program, or EQIP. This program promotes practices that can alleviate the current stressors of the climate, including proper irrigation management for efficient water use and higher yields, rotational grazing for pasture maintenance, and the establishment of water sources for livestock, such as ponds, wells, and springs. Direct financial assistance has also been provided in the form of programs such as the USDA Farm Service Agency's Livestock Forage Disaster Program, which gave aid to Puerto Rico and the USVI to supplement losses from the drought. Even now, research is still being done to find ways to optimize cattle production in the Caribbean, and the producers in the region have not lost hope. With future innovations and proper practices, the islands may be able to grow rather than downsize.